going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today it is going to be Pep's 2010-2011 Barcelona. Now, it was a Patreon request, as you can see, and today we've taken a lot of time to go over and make free variants, so make sure you are copying all three or going over there and getting all three, because you need every single one. If you do enjoy the tactics, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And once again, we are back streaming. A ton of you guys come on over to the previous stream. Don't miss the next one. We are JoshDaly on Twitch. You can see here. I'd love to see you live. Let's go over and see how we done with Barcelona. So then, with Barcelona, we did not only win the main Spanish First Division, we are going to go over and also win the Cup 2-1 over Atletico, get to the Spanish Super Cup final where we lose only by 1 goal. The only real disappointment is going to be the Champions League, but the question is, maybe we won that with another team we tested with. Wink, wink. But the main Spanish First Division was actually really good. We only lose 2 games. Lewandowski is going to get his goals. Koundé with the most assists, showcasing how really important a right-back is in this tactic. And ter Stegen actually picks up the most clean sheets. When it comes to goals, we are not going to be rank 1, but very closely behind in rank 2. However, we are going to have the most points, the most shots, the fewest shots against, and the most possession, showcasing a very well-structured season. Defensively, incredibly solid, 12 goals conceded and only 29, I say only, a lot of clean sheets, 29 clean sheets out of a potential 38. So, you know, keeping a lot of clean sheets in the league, which does result in a very consistent data hub. Only 0.32 conceded, over 2.58 scored, a 90.9% pass completion, and a tackle win ratio of 17.16. So what I will say is, we genuinely are absolutely cooking with Barcelona, and I think it's only fair we go and watch some highlights. Are you looking to get FM25 for the cheapest price possible? Well, thanks to today's sponsor, Instant Gaming, I have a solution. Not only will you get a discount from using my link in the description, you can also avoid UK VAT by using a VPN on Chrome. It gets better. They have much more to offer, including a wide variety of pre-order games, trending games, and gift cards ranging from PS5, Xbox, FC points, and much more. And lastly, to top it all off, they have an amazing Trustpilot score and offer 24/7 human support. It's worth checking out. So we'll go and watch the first leg of that Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, where we go 1-0 up very early on, to be fair. We make it 2 inside of 40 minutes with Lewandowski again, and you could probably guess it, a third goal is going to come in. Pedri into Dani Olmo, who levers it into the top right to make it 3-0. Unfortunately, they do get a consolation, which ended up being a very important goal for the second leg, but the first leg was all us. I'm going to go to the real team, and that is going to be Man City, where we come out and we win everything. We win the Community Shield, we're going to win that 3-1, we're going to win the Carabao Cup 3-1 over Fulham, the FA Cup 2-0 over Palace, the Champions League 5-0 over Real Madrid. So just showcasing that maybe Barcelona aren't the correct sort of team anymore for this. If you are playing as Man City, you're going to batter everyone. Well, I think, to be honest, whoever you play with, you're going to get really good results, because it's a 4-3-3, it's possession, it works almost in any league. But Man City just thrived within this tactic. The Premier League was absolutely dominant, only losing 4 games, 94 points. Erling Haaland, 52 goals in the league. De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva fit this tactic like roast dinner to a gravy. That's a very unique reference, but it works just as well as that. It's absolutely incredible. 8.04 from Haaland, 7.38 from De Bruyne, and Ederson in second place with the clean sheets. The most goals at bang on 100, the most shots, the fewest shots against. Possession, not as much as Barcelona, but still very high up with 58%, the fewest conceded, and the most clean sheets, all while doing something like this. 2.63 goals a game, 0.53 conceded, an immaculate pass completion, a very good tackle win ratio, and the shots per game, well, it's over 21.5, so we really are ticking off a lot of boxes. And we beat a Madrid team that was firing on all cylinders. It is no secret, as you can see. We're going to go in now and have a little look, because the team that we beat shouldn't be getting beat 5-0, even with this City team. As you can see, Kyle Walker plays into Erling Haaland, a bit of luck there. Bernardo Silva is going to make the most of it, though, and make it 1-0 inside of 9 minutes. 39 minutes on the clock now with Gvardiol, into Grealish, into Haaland, past Courtois. Haaland injured at this point, by the way. Take note of that, as Grealish is going to somewhat try and win it back. He does eventually into Bernardo Silva to make it 3, and this is where we've really come alive. 2 more goals with De Bruyne into an injured Haaland, still able to play that ball across the goal line, and 1 more goal, a set piece. Foden we'll take it. It's a battering. We even have time to nearly knock up an invincible season with FC Bayern. If you're wondering, Josh, why Bayern? Why City? Why Barcelona? It's a simple answer. Who was Pep managed? That's exactly why. And as you can see, 26 goals for Harry Kane, 3 players in the average rating, and Joshua Kimmich picking up the most assists, so I love to see that, who, by the way, was playing right back majority of the season. Manuel Neuer with 15 assists, with 15 clean sheets as well, ranking him rank 1, and this is where we pretty much dominated the league. The only thing which we didn't win is something which would have been impossible because we had all of the ball, so we win every stat line. Most goals, most shots for, fewest shots against, best pass completion, most possession, most dribbles, fewest conceded, most clean sheets. We win literally everything goes in our favour. I mean, it was a dominant season, and what I would like to say is, with these tactics as well, you can use them with smaller teams. Just go in with the defensive variant. If you want to have a bit more of a less possession-based game, but more goals, taking the attack and one. With Bayern, it was a default tactic, 2.59 goals per game, 0.53 conceded, nearly a 91% pass completion, and still getting a load of shots off at goal. This tactic, I think Pep would be proud. And we made light work of Dortmund in one of the more heated rivalries in world football, with Paulina getting off to a great start there in 6 minutes. We're then going to go in with Sane, and it is going to be a ball into Harry Kane in 13 minutes. We love to see that. And one more goal coming in. It is going to be Paulina again. And if you just look at the stats, please soak him in. 67% possession, 12 shots on target, 21 overall. And that is what I like to call a Dortmund thumping. Now, of course, over to your favourite part of the video. If you are enjoying back home, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. It helps more than you can imagine. And if you do enjoy rebuilds, I've got a dedicated second channel for them and storytelling let's play. So go on over and drop a sub. And on top of this, if you want to see me make all these tactics live, test them live, show you how I make them, we are streaming on Twitch, which you can see just there. JoshDaly with an X instead of the A. But to make this tactic, all you want to do is simply load in a possession-based tactic. So for us, Tiki Taka is going to be the choice, and it is going to be a 4-3-3, so nice and simple to start. Rule number 1 is we are going to have closed down more on some players, so a quick reminder from me to you is to go into here and simply have it in the middle, because then we can apply the instructions. So let's go over and talk about the goalkeeper, who is going to be a sweeper keeper on attack with one instruction, and that is going to be have him set to pass it shorter. A very risk-free option in goal. I don't want him playing the ball long. I want him playing because we've got 2 ball-playing defenders, so it makes complete sense to make use of them. Going over to the right back, we are going to go with a complete wing back who is going to be set to attack, and he is going to have some instructions as well. That is going to consist of cross more often. We are going to have him set to close down more, and also have him set to tackle harder. So again, that is why you go into out of possession and lower the sort of press a little bit, so you can add on that close down more. If you are enjoying, by the way, and you want to get all of these tactics, all 3 that we've got today, you want them on console and on mobile, also all of my rebuild files, that would mean about 100 tactics on download. You can come on over and join the Patreon and be part of a team of 5,000 people, where at the time of recording, you've still got 4 days to enter the £450 giveaway that is split between multiple winners, so you've got a decent chance at winning. So do come on over and get involved, and don't miss another day, because we're absolutely cooking up content over there. Over to the ball-playing defender is going to be one instruction, and that is going to be set to dribble less. Just on the right-hand side on this occasion, and to partner him, we are going to go with another ball-playing defender who is simply going to be set on the default. So just one of them not being as sort of forward-thinking with the dribbling, because on this side, of course, the complete wing-back is very attacking, and therefore, on the right-hand side, I don't want a centre-back going on any crazy run. So he is going to be quite restricted, this player, purely because of the attacking complete wing-back. Now on the left, it is not going to be an inverted option. It is, however, going to be a defensive fullback with these instructions, and those are going to consist of a shorter passing style. We're going to have dribble less, and also tell them to sit a little bit narrow. So he does play a very similar role to an inverted option, but simply pass it short, dribble less, and also sit narrow. And what this does is it makes a very composed and mixed back line. You've got an attacking option on the right hand side, you've got a more resilient centre back who is not going to be, dribbling as much. You've then got one who can push forward with the ball, and to cover that, you've got a defensive player who can cover that position by sitting narrow in the back line. So honestly, it works really very well, to be fair. But going over to the midfield, we are going to go with a DM who is going to be set to support, and he has got a few instructions, so do lock in. We are going to go over to take fewer risks. We're also going to have him set to dribble less and also hold the position. So this play here is designed to hold the position, don't take any risks, and just simply get the ball, play a nice simple pass, because this tactic is built upon short, sweet, elegant passes, and that's exactly what this player must do. He can't go on crazy runs. His job is to defend and simply distribute the ball. Nice and simple. Next to him, we are going to have a central midfield player on automatic, and he is going to have some instructions, and this player can be a little bit more risky. We can have him set to take risks, dribble more, also moving into the channels and roaming from the position. So he can afford to be a bit more creative, because we want one player in here who is going to be doing that, because otherwise you become stagnant. Nothing gets created, and you need that in the team. Next to him is going to be a roaming playmaker who is going to be simply be set on the support of instructions, and he is going to have one custom, and that is going to be Mark Tighter. So by default, he's going to be roaming anyway. By default, he's going to be taking risks. The only other thing I want him to do is mark a little bit tighter, so it works very well, this midfield three. And honestly, I love the balance of the team. They all complement each other, and it's what resulted in a historic Man City season. Now on the right hand side, we are going to go with an inside forward who is going to be set simply to support, so let's go and do that. And on the right, he is going to have some different instructions opposed to the left. So on the right, I want him shooting more, and I also want him being told to mark a little bit tighter. And also, on the left, it's another inside forward, but because we've got no presence from a fullback attacking, on this occasion, stay wider. Provide width on that side, but also I want him to shoot more and also mark tighter. So both of the inside forwards are going to be cutting and having shots, but just, you know, out of possession, stay wide. Give us some width on that side of the field, because the fullback won't, because he is defending. So that is very important, a key instruction. Make sure you've got it on. And lastly, funny enough, quite coincidentally actually, it is going to be a nice and simple attack and deep lying forward, so not really too much to complain about. But now let's go over and talk about the team instructions. Again, the mentality set to positive, and let's talk business. So, fairly narrow is going to be the choice. We are not going to work the ball into the box. However, we are going to play out from the back. We are going to have low crosses. We're going to dribble less, but don't worry, it's not negative. We're going to be more expressive, meaning we still are going to be attacking, but not just taking on players. We're going to be dribbling less, passing, opposed to running at a team. And when it comes to this, we are going to go down by one, which of course brings the tempo down to standard, so not too aggressive on the players either. In transition, a nice simple counter press, and then hold the shape when you have the ball. We're going to slow the pace down and play to anyone across the back line while taking nice and simple short goal kicks. Now, it's no secret, it's very common sense. Pep doesn't play with any of these negative lines. He plays with a much higher defensive line where we are going to actually set a pressing trap to the inside, put a little bit of prevention on because we have got 3 players up there, and we are going to max out the trigger press to much more often to really emphasize a little bit of that aggressive DNA. Then when we've got the ball, we can calm, and that's going to give you the default variant. Now to the attacking variant. Let's run it up. The attacking variant is going to be the same shape, but of course we are going to make some key changes. And I will say, as for the goalkeeper, he does remain the same. The ball players also remain the same. The big change is the fullback on the left. Now on support, on pass it short, dribble less, and also sit narrow. So once again, he's not going to exactly be bombing forward and whipping balls in the box, but he is now going to be able to push forward a little bit more. The DM remains the same. The Roman playmaker, the same. The Mazzala, complete change. Mazzala comes in to replace a central midfield player on attack, on dribble more, alongside of 5 custom or default instructions. 6 custom, 5 default. The inside forward on the right and also the left are going to change a little bit more now. So as you can see, they both have 4 instructions. On the right, shoot more, roam, sit narrow, and also mark tighter. And on the left, shoot more, roam, stay wider, and also mark tighter. And purely for goals, we have replaced the DLF for an advanced sword for a player that can get in behind a little bit more. Again, you could argue, Josh, it would be a DLF for Pep, and I would agree, but I know a big core of you download these tactics to get results. And if you want to get goals guaranteed, you are going to be using an advanced sword opposed to a DLF. So that's a little heads up to why it is currently in there. The mentality is going to be set to attacking, and in possession, it's going to look somewhat similar, but there are some core changes, so let's go over it. So in possession, we are going to go down to fairly narrow. We're going to pass the ball into the space. We're going to play out from the back, overlap left and overlap right now. Really get them players involved. The tempo is going to be maxed out. The passing down by 1, the low crosses are going to remain, but on this occasion, be more expressive, and also dribble less are still going to apply. But of course, we now are going to add the addition of a higher tempo, overlapping runs. We are going to be a lot more attacking. In transition, it is going to be relatively the same, or basically the same. So this is exactly the same, this is exactly the same, and distribute quickly. You can't really change too much there, and the same actually goes for this. I'm not here to waste your time. It is literally exactly the same, because you can't go much more attacking than a much higher line. And then to defend those games out with, again, a very vital part of any game, or if you are playing as a smaller team, this is exactly what you want to be using. We are going to go with a sweeper keeper on support, on pass it short. Both of the ball players remain exactly the same. The complete wingback now on support instead of attack, with just simply tackle harder, and the fullback goes back to being nice and simple on defend with one instruction, that is going to be tackle harder. The DM drops to defend on take fewer risks. We then go with two central midfield players on the right, a supportive option on pass it short and mark tighter to replace the roaming playmaker, and on the left a central midfield player on auto on move into the channels, roam, and of course pass it shorter. The inside forward on the left and also on the right are going to be identical on this occasion, both passing it short, both roaming, both sitting narrow, and both marking tighter. And the DLF, he drops back, meaning this tactic is going to be a lot more possession focused. You've got to dominate the ball, maybe score a little less goals, I'm being honest, but it will control any game. Now, when it goes over to the team instructions, again, it's going to be Tiki Taka and it is going to be balanced. So we are going down again one sort of mentality style. Attack and width, we are going down to fairly narrow. The crosses is going to be set to low. Now, when it comes to this, and it does take a big change, so do pay attention because it is quite different. The playing out from the back does remain the same. The dribbling is going to remain the same. We are not going to be more expressive. The passing is at an all-time low to much shorter to just complete the passes, just to make sure we are in control. And the tempo goes down by 1, meaning for a very slow-paced, methodical, patient playing style. In transition, counter press, hold the shape, slow the pace down, and play to anyone across the back line while taking short goal kicks. And again, a very big change. It wouldn't be a pep tactic with a lower line or a mid block or potentially a standard, but it can still be classed with a higher line, and we are going to leave this maxed out and have this on, just so we still have a little bit of fighting spirit. And that's going to give you not one, not two, but 3 versions of Pep's 2010 to 2011 Barcelona tactics. Again, thank you so much for the Patreon request. It's taken me a while, but hopefully it's not too long. We do get all of the requests done in priority over there, so go on over and check it out, and hopefully you have a great time. He did get it a few days early. I will spoil it. If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, I'll see some of you in the stream. Goodbye.